Hello friends, welcome back to this course of ethical hacking. Today we are diving into a cool concept called packet sniffing. This is where we capture data packets flying around on a Wi-Fi networks. Don't worry, I will explain in this easy terms. Imagine you are sitting in a room with the people talking. You can hear what they are saying, even if they are not talking to you. Packet sniffing is kind of like that, but Wi-Fi signals. You can listen to packets of data being sent, even if they are not meant for your device. To sniff these packets, we need to put our wireless adapter into monitor mode. This lets us see all the packets in the air, not just one for meant for us. Once monitor mode is on, this tool captures all the Wi-Fi packets around us and shows useful information like network name, signal strength, and even encryption types. Using Airdump NG is just typing Airdump NG, Airdump NG, followed by the name of our wireless adapter in monitor mode, like this, WLAN 0. Hit enter. You will see all the nearby Wi-Fi networks. Let me explain what we are seeing here. BSSID. This is the MAC address of the network. PWR means for power. The strength of the Wi-Fi signals. Beacons. RAM sent to anonymous the network presence. Channel. The Wi-Fi channel the network is using. Encryption. This so if the network is secured with WPA or WPA2 or it's open. So that's packet sniffing in a nutshell. Don't worry if this seems a bit technical right now. We will dive deeper into tool into our upcoming lessons and you will get the hang of it. Stay tuned for more existing stuff. We are going to talk about Wi-Fi bands, especially 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. These are the two main frequencies used in Wi-Fi networks and understanding them will help you to make better use of wireless connection. So, what exactly is the Wi-Fi band? Well, it is the frequency at which your Wi-Fi signal is broadcast. Devices like your laptop or phone need to support that frequency to connect. The two most common frequencies are 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. Each has its own strength and weakness. The 2.4 GHz is great for long range conditions. It can travel further and penetrate walls better than 5 GHz, but it is more crowded. Many devices like microwaves, baby monitors, and Bluetooth all operate on the 2.4 GHz band, which can lead to interfaces. Now the 5 GHz band. The 5 GHz band is faster and less crowded. It gives you better speed and performance, but its range is shorter. It does not travel through the wall as well, so it's best for close range conditions. Let's open terminal and type arrow dump ng and your wireless interface name. When using tools like Airdump NG for Wi-Fi sniffing, you might notice that you only see networks on the 2.4 GHz band. That's because your adapter might not support 5 GHz or the tool is only scanning the 2.4 GHz frequency by default. For example, in my setup, I can see networks around me when I run Airdump NG, but I might not see networks with 5G in their name because they are broadcasting on the 5 GHz band. Not all wireless adapters support both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz band. My adapter, for example, is excellent for 2.4 GHz but does not support 5 GHz network. To sniff on the 5 GHz band using Airdump, you can add the band A argument if you want to capture both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz at the same time. You can use band A. Just keep in mind, capturing on the multiple bands requires a powerful adapter. In summary, 2.4 GHz is better for range and 5 GHz is better for speed. Depending on your needs, you might switch between the two, but make sure your device or adapter supports the frequency you want to use. In the last lecture, we learned how to use Airdump NG to scan all the networks around us and get useful information about them. Usually, we do this to find our target network, check its signal strength, and see how far we are from it before we start attacking it. Today, I will show you how to focus on just one specific network using Airdump NG to gather detailed information about that network. So let's my target device is this one, the same network my host machine is connected to. Now that I have my target, Let's see how we can run Airdump NG on this network only. Instead of scanning all the networks, first we will start by typing the name of Airdump NG. Next, we need to specify the BSS ID. This is the MAC address of this network. We will copy the BSS ID of our target network and use the hyphen hyphen BSS ID followed by the BSS ID and paste here. After that, we need to tell Airdump NG the target network is on channel 11. So I will use the command hyphen hyphen channel and set it to 11. Now we are telling Airdump NG focus on channel 11 and only gather data from the network with the BSS ID we specified. Next, we want to save all the captured data into a file. So we will use hyphen hyphen write and name the file test. Finally, I will provide the name of my wireless adapter in monitor mode. In my case, is blend 0. So the full command is ready. Let's go over the command once more. We are using Airdump NG, specifying the BSS ID, getting the channel to 11, telling it to write the captured data into a file called test, using the wireless adapter LAN 0 in monitor mode. Now I will hit enter. As you can see, Airdump NG is now showing me one network, the one I went to sniff on. You can also see new section here showing the clients or device connected to this network. These are the MAC addresses of the device using this network. You can check their signal strength, speed, how much data is lost, and how many packets have been captured. If this device are trying to connect to other network, you will see the information under the probe section. When I press Ctrl C, Airdump NG will stop, but the data we capture is now saved in my working directory. Since we used hyphen hyphen write option, the data was saved into files starting with test. You will notice 4 files with different extension: CSV, netXML, cap, and Kismet. So remember, the main file we care about is the cap file. This contains all the data sent between the router and the client during the capture period. This could include URLs, usernames, and even passwords, because all the traffic passes to the router. But there is a catch. The target network is using WPA2 encryption, which means all the data we captured in encrypted. Let me show you what that look like. I will open the .cap file in Wireshark, a tool for analyze network data. Don't worry about Wireshark for now. We will cover it later on this course. For now, just know that while we can capture packets, they are encrypted. As you can see, when I click any packets, the data look like gibberish. This is because of the WPA2 encryption. Before we dive into more advanced topic like breaking encryptions and gaining access to network, I want to show you one last quick connection attack, the deauthentication attack. This attack is super useful and interesting. Here is why. Imagine you want to disconnect any device from Wi-Fi network without even needing the password. Yes, it's possible. With a deauthentication attack, we can force a device to disconnect from a network. It's like saying, hey, you are kicked out, but without touching the device or knowing the Wi-Fi password. How does it work? We will tweak both the device and the router. First, we will change our computer's MAC address to the target MAC address and tell the router, hey, I want to disconnect. Then we will change our MAC address again to pretend we are the router and tell the target device you have been disconnected. Simple, right? But don't worry, we won't do this manually. We will use a tool called AirPlay NG. In previous section, you target the one network and here is the interface and here is the two devices connected to the network. Let's get started in this demo. I will disconnect my own device from my network. Right now, we will run a simple command in Kali Linux. AirPlay -ng -deauth 1000 of packets -a router MAC -c a client MAC address and our wireless network interface, LAN 0. Airdump NG is the tool. DWAT means we are doing deauthentication attack. 1000 is the number of DWAT packets we want to send. -A is the router's MAC address. -C is the client MAC address. LAN is the my wireless adapter in monitor mode. Let's run the command. You see the attacks begin start. And my Wi-Fi is successfully disconnected from my device. My device is disconnected from the network and it won't reconnect until I stop the attack. To reconnect, I just need to stop AirPlay NG, Control C. Now connected Wi-Fi successfully into my device. Why is this useful? This attack has a lot of real-world uses. For example, in social engineering, you can disconnect someone and pretend to be a tech support to trick them into installing malware. Or you can use it to capture WPA handshake needed for a cracking Wi-Fi password, which we will cover later. So this tool attacks can be a powerful tool when used as part of your attacks. That's it for the DOT attack. In the next lesson, we will dive deeper into more advanced network hacking techniques. Stay tuned.